Good morning all. A warm welcome to the new session of Social Science class. How are you all? Fine? Good. So, how was your Onam celebration? Did you celebrate your Onam? In the middle of COVID, we had celebrated our Onam. Now, you are back to studies. I hope you are now ready for the class. Are you ready? Shall we begin our new session? Today, we are going to discuss about a new chapter. This is about production process. Before getting into the lesson, shall I ask you one question? Do you know how our ancestors had lived during ancient times? Do you have any idea? Anyone? Yes. Our ancestors were lived in caves. Then, is there any other idea? Yes. They had hunted animals. They gathered fruits. Then they were nomads. They were wandering from one place to another. But when they start agriculture, they started to settle. So, another question to you is, can you imagine such a life today? Is it possible? No. Can you say why we cannot live like our ancestors had lived? Because now we are permanently living in one place. Our science and technology had developed the most. So, we cannot live like our ancestors had lived. Then, can you please list out the name of goods that you are using in your day-to-day life frequently? Can you list out? Yes. You are, as a student, you are using pen. Then another? Yes, books, textbooks and notebooks. Then erasers, scale, bag, table, chairs. Okay, that's enough. So, now you have listed this. So, can you please define what do you mean by goods? Or can you please define goods? Anyone? Goods are the items which are visible, tangible, and can satisfy human wants. Okay, can you please tell me what do you mean by visible? Visible means you can see. Then what about tangible? Tangible means you can touch. At the same time, it has a specific shape. In Malayalam, we tell തൊടാൻ പറ്റുന്നതും അതിനതിൻ്റെതായ രൂപമുള്ളതുമായ വസ്തുക്കളെയാണ് tangible goods. Okay, so I am repeating the definition of goods once more. Goods means the items which are visible, tangible, and it can satisfy human wants. So, I am giving you a small assignment. First of all, you have to list out the name of goods that you are frequently using in your day-to-day life and check whether they are belong to goods or not. You just go through the definition of goods and please check whether they are goods or not. So, in order to check goods, I am repeating once more. Goods means the items which are visible, tangible, and can satisfy human wants. Okay, now you had listed the goods that you are using in your day-to-day life. So, for these goods, from production till distribution, it requires services of large number of people. So, I am giving you an example to understand what all kind of job doing people are involved from the production till distribution. Okay, just imagine the the books you are using are printed from a faraway press. So can you imagine what all kind of job doing people are involved in the printing till its distribution? Now we can have a look of a video that shows the production of books. It is only production. We can have a look. Please have a look. Come. This is a video that shows the production. First of all, you can see they are going to start printing through machine, printing of books. Now the printing is over. Next, now they are printing the front cover. Now the front cover printing is over. Now they are going to bind and set the book, finishing the book printing. Now the book printing is over. Now the next step is the cutting the books. Now you have seen what are the kind of job doing people are involved in the production. From the printing till cutting you can see. Now after printing, the next step is it must reach to the distribution center. So from production till distribution center, what kind of job doing people are involved? I told you that book is printed from a distant press. So what kind of people are involved in between? Anyone? Yes, it is transporters. That is maybe through trucks or through car. So transportation. So we need the support or services of transporting team from production house to the distribution center. Then when it reaches to the distribution center, next we want the services of distribution centers. They will allocate books to the respective shops. So we need the services of distribution centers. Then after distribution center, the book will reach to the shop. Then the shopkeeper's job is to sell the books. First of all, they have to market that they have this book. So we end users, we are the end users, means that we are the people who are buying the book. So if we want to buy that book, we must know, we must get an information that the book had reached the shop. So we will go and buy. So you can now have an idea of from production till distribution, what all kind of people, job doing people are involved in the production and distribution. So can you please tell me, what do you mean by service? Services means services are invisible, intangible, but we can experience. So it is just an opposite of goods. In case of goods, I told you, goods are visible, tangible, and can satisfy human wants. But in case of service, it is invisible, means we cannot see, we cannot, next is intangible. Intangible means we cannot touch or it don't have shape, but we can experience. A very good example of service is teaching. Teaching, you cannot see what is teaching, or you cannot touch teaching, but you are experiencing it. when a teacher teaches you, you are understanding. That understanding is the experience that you are feeling. Then in the case of doctor, doctors are also doing services. If you go to doctor with fever, doctor prescribes you some medicine, and when you eat the medicine, after 1 or 2 days, your fever get your fever got cured. So you are feeling that cureness. That is the experience that you are feeling. So in our day-to-day life, we must need goods and services in order to satisfy our wants. So for that, we need to produce goods and services. Next, we are going to study about what do you mean by production process. Okay, can you please define what is production process? Production process is the process of creating goods and services to satisfy human wants. Once again, I am repeating. Production process is the process of creating goods and services to satisfy human wants. Now, we can have a look of the production or the stages involved in the production of paddy fields. First of all, we can have a look of the video regarding the stages involved in the production of paddy fields. We can have a look.
Suitable types of soils for cultivation of rice are clay and loamy soils. Clay and loamy soils can be easily puddled into mud and the soils develop cracks in drying conditions. The soil for rice cultivation should be immersed in fungicide solution to prevent soil-borne diseases and also to give resistance to the seedlings. We will now dry the seeds in shade for sowing. The required area for raising nursery is 1 cent per acre and the required seed rate is 25 kgs per acre. Pre-sprouted seeds between the thumb and the forefingers and as close to the base as possible. They are pulled gently and easily. Transplanting is cost effective and most suitable for labor surplus areas and for small dry fields. Manual transplanting can be done in fields with less than optimal leveling. Manual weeding is essential to remove the weeds closer to the rice root zone. The first phase of weeding takes place between 15 to 20. A level of 30 to 40 kgs of nitrogen per hectare in Kharif and 60 to 80 kgs of nitrogen per hectare in Rabi. Maturation stage. Once the grain maturation stage is in, the crop is ready for harvesting. Let us now see the harvesting stage in the field. Harvesting is the process of collecting the mature rice crop from the field, of seeds from the stacks. Generally, tractors or bullocks are used for threshing of seeds on the field. In the winnowing process, lighter material such as unfilled grains, chaff, wheat seeds and straw can be removed from the grain by using a blower, air fan or by wind.
Okay, now you have seen the video of the stages involved in the production of paddy fields. So from this video, can you please tell me what are the stages involved in the production of paddy fields? First one, yes, plowing. What do you mean by plowing? Plowing means setting the land to be ready for the agriculture. Then what's the second stage? Yes, sowing seeds. We need to sow seeds or plant seedlings. Then what's the third stage? Yes, we have weeding. Weeding in Malayalam we will tell kalavarikal അല്ലെങ്കിൽ പാഴ്ശേരി പറിക്കൽ. So when the crops start to grow, in between there will be some weeds. So plucking out that weeds, that process is known as weeding. Then after weeding, what's the next stage? Started to manure. Manuring means putting manures or fertilizers, whatever it is. Then what's the next step? So after that, when the crops had grown in maturity, the next step is harvesting. Koiga, koittu. Okay. Then after harvesting, what's the next stage? Next is threshing. You can see in the video that in olden times people will stamp their feet to thresh. But here now the modern equipments, there are tractors in order to thresh. Then the last stage is collecting rice grains. So these are the stages involved in the production of paddy fields. Can you please tell me what are the factors involved in the production of paddy fields? The first factor, yes, it is laborers. First and a very important factor regarding agriculture is laborers. Without laborers, we cannot do agriculture. That's the first and foremost thing. Then the second thing is natural resources like water, air, rain, etc. Then the third stage, or the third factor is man-made things like fertilizers, manures, then seeds, agricultural equipments, etc. So these are the factors involved in the production of paddy fields. Like this, the factors involved in the production of anything is known as factors of production. Now, next I will show you a collage of the production of shoes. From that, can you please tell me what are the factors of production involved in the production of shoes? Please have a look. Okay. This is the picture, or it is a collage regarding the production of shoes. So from that, can you please identify what are the factors involved in the production of shoes? Here you can see building. So what's the use of building in the production of shoes? Building is required in order to store raw materials as well as the finished products like shoes. So building is a very important factor. Then second is machinery. In order to produce more quantities of shoes or whatever it is, we require machineries. Then the third one is workers. You all know for any production, workers are very important. If it is mechanized also, we need workers who are operating the machines. So we need skilled workers. Then the fourth one is electricity. Without electricity, we cannot operate machines. So electricity is also one of the important factor of production. Then next is entrepreneur. Entrepreneur or organizer is another important factors of production, because without entrepreneur we cannot run a business. Entrepreneur is a person who organizes everything, or who organizes the factors of production to make it a success. For example, when you are running a school, if there is no principal, only teachers and students were there, we cannot run successfully a school. Why? Because teachers will do their business in their own way, children will do their business in their own way. If there is a principal, she is the person or he is the person who controls the school, who give guidance to children as well as teachers. Like that, entrepreneur is a very important factor. Then next is raw materials. We all know for any factor, for any production process, raw materials are necessary, because without raw materials we cannot make finished products. Then next, another important factor is money. We all know without money we cannot start a production unit. In order to buy a building, in order to buy machinery, in order to give wages to workers, we need money. Then water. These are the factors involved in the production of shoes. Like that, for any production we need lot of factors of production are involved, and these factors are classified into four major factors of production. They are land, labor, capital and organization. We will study in detail regarding these factors of production in the next class. I hope you had enjoyed my class, and please do the assignment that I had done to you, I had given to you. We will meet next week. Thank you. Have a nice day. Bye.